It's the beginning of another weekend. Welcome to the show. I am Mariah Afolabi Brown. As always, I never do this alone. I have the ladies here with me. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
How are you doing? Obiajulu, what's
I'm
up?
doing great. So today I'm going to be doing a shout out because I got a gift from a friend. She's a female shoemaker in Nigeria and she makes amazing shoes. So she gifted me this wedge I'm wearing this morning. Everything is so on point, you think it's foreign. So Abike Redefined, thank you so much for my gift. I'm expecting more. I actually want 12 shoes for Christmas. Yes, 12 shoes for Christmas.
To buy from her now.
Yeah, yes,
Exactly.
I've always been patronizing her. I've been buying all my husband's shoes.
We like
Yeah.
free things. You know?
No, come on.
What are your plans for the weekend? Or anything happening? Or just
Okay,
gonna
I'm
stay
doing
home?
the club this weekend and I'll start sorting myself out for my vacation, which is starting next week. So,
Vacation during
yeah.
winter time. Where are you
My
going to?
darling, is when Oga can get out of the office.
Fantastic. Hi, Nima.
I'm fine. Looking forward to when we can go on vacation. Because I'm always working.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
You need
looking
a-
seriously
you need a
forward
break,
to-
actually.
I do.
You do.
I do. My husband was saying it over the weekend that we should sleep over at the Orientals. I said, no, with my 2 kids at home, I won't sleep till
Hey,
daybreak.
take the kids.
I won't sleep. No, I won't take them. I want Ogat's time, but I also need to be with my children.
You're not ready yet.
They're not ready.
So the siblings fair is coming up. My friend Wura Olayong, you know her, put together this siblings fair. We're a group of Muslim women doing business, doing a lot of things together. And last year it was a hit.
Massive.
We're hoping that this year is a hit again. Starting from the 2nd of the 30th of December to the 2nd of November to the 2nd of December.
Right.
We'll be
Cool.
at Adeyemi Bero doing our
That's
thing.
nice.
Everybody should look out. Go and register.
Can we come?
Of course.
You're not
It's an open door.
Is it for everybody?
Everybody.
For everybody, but the people displaying are the Muslim women in business. So you bring your own,
Your
and
wares.
everybody come and see
I
what we
think
do.
I actually need to be there because I need free clothes. You guys always have this long, all this
got
nice.
you.
I need.
Abayas.
We
I
got
buy.
you.
I need those clothes.
The
This
girl that
period.
styled me for the last wardrobe will be there.
Right. Oh, fantastic!
Nice.
I think I'll try to be there. How you doing, Mariam? Looking all
Good.
chic.
Oh, thank you. We have an event later and I'm not sure
Yeah.
I'll be home. So I just said, let me just dress for it from this morning. Yes, I need to rant about NEPA. Is it NEPA? Is it PHCN? I don't know.
We understand.
But sent us this bill that just keeps increasing every month. You know, and it moves like 50% increase.
Every time.
So this last
Estimated.
one. Estimated, yes. We have tried to get a prepaid meter, but we've been told that we can't get it. It's out of stock.
available.
But if we want it from the underground market, the black market, it's available, and we're not willing to do that. And we decided to write a letter to say, okay, this thing does not make sense. You cannot keep increasing the bill. Then they said to us that, and just pay it. But we said we're not going to pay it until you sort it out. They said, well, if you don't pay it, we'll disconnect you. But you're supposed to give us a 3-month notification before. They said, well, if you like, don't pay it.
Nima
we'll
can
still
solve your
charge you.
problem.
I swear.
Nima, help
I'm just
me.
looking at her like I got your
Help
solution.
her.
So number one, go and do alternative power. Even my parents now enjoy alternative. I went to the house yesterday and the solar was working. I was like, man, look at this.
That's not the kind of problem I was
Oh, that's
where I'm
one.
going.
Number
Is it
two is
not
that we can get you a
expensive?
prepaid
I've
meter
done those things.
Yes.
in a month.
Yes.
Okay.
And you're, I
got
think
the
you're
hookup.
under a disco, so you can
Okay,
get
Yeah,
please.
don't worry.
Yes, please sort
Nima,
me out.
If you
Sort
need
me out.
prepaid meter,
Don't call me, I'm not a staff.
She got a hookup.
She works
Trust
with
me.
PHCN.
She knows the buttons to press.
I'm telling you.
But I need these people that are
Right.
selling
Right.
this thing on the G. We need to
Right.
get them out. We need to
Right.
But
report
man,
them.
I had to
We cannot
resort
keep-
to that. When I had the bills coming, 4 flats, I had to resort to that. So all flats are metered. If my tenants don't pay, they won't have light.
Okay, wow.
Yeah,
It's
cool.
prepaid.
How you doing, Mariah? Before
I'm
you run
doing
off.
well. I'm doing very well. I mean, we're renovating the house, as I said before. So
Yeah.
we're supposed to be painting this weekend. So I'm trying to get the kids out. Because obviously when you paint
they
the
can't
chemicals,
stay.
you
Can't
can't
stay.
stay there. So we're trying to get a hotel for us. But I don't know, we might move it to next weekend. We're trying to just get somewhere. All their hotels are, everybody, I mean, you think that all these neighborhood hotels,
Go to
that
family now. It'll tell
Family.
about
You
all
get
these
good
foreign
prices.
things.
No, hotels are better.
hotels are nice.
Yeah,
I think
family.
they-
You need,
Family.
when you go to a newspaper, you have
family
to watch
of,
your
I
spirit.
have my help, my husband, myself,
Yes.
3 children.
Yes,
over the
ma'am.
weekend, they are over there in Ekiti and you are here doing the work.
How
And
about school? They're in school. They can't just
beg.
go all the way.
Let's go on a break.
Nima.
When we come back, we're going to breeze through the front pages of the newspaper. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're going to start with the Punch. Beware of anti-workers government. Sorry, let me take that again. Beware of anti-workers, governor says. NLC wants Buhari. Will vote out governors against 30,000 naira minimum wage, says Labour. Nigeria will be world's strongest. No. I think
Calm
there's
down.
something wrong. Let me calm down. I'm so upset about this headline. Nigeria will be world's second biggest rice importer by 2019. Says US Department of Agriculture. Remember, this is the same country that
So we
was
are
supposed to
producing
stop
rice now.
importation by December. Anyway, we'll come back to that story. Boko Haram Buratai deploy special forces. Terrorists burn villages. Pastor arraigned for abducting and sleeping with married chorister. By-election, gunmen attack APC candidate in Kwara. Bank refund 66 billion naira, $16 million others to displaced customers. Federal government ASU meeting deadlocked. Atiku Secondo's PDP governors hold crucial meeting. Saraki Oshomole in war of words. And ICPC probes NBC DG over alleged 2.5 billion naira fraud. Okay, so I read the article by the United States Department of Agriculture saying that by 2019, Nigeria and China will become the biggest importers of rice. And they're saying this because we have increased the metric tons that Nigeria imports has moved on, I think, to 3.7 million metric tons. And that's, our government, on the other hand, is now saying that what caused the decline in our own production is the floods that happened in 14 states. That they lost about 20,000 hectares of rice. Yeah. But at the same time, though, couldn't this have been predicted?
Yes, the floods were predicted, so I expected them to be proactive. But then I went to the agric board at Ojo yesterday on my way back, and they had not one drop of a grain of rice. The excuse, of course, is the flood, and they're not importing from Kebbi. They're not bringing from Kebbi like they should have. So we don't have rice locally now. And I'm wondering what I will eat. Since 2015, I've not had foreign rice.
When our government boasted this year that by 2018 December,
but you saw the flood. Kebbi was largely flooded. Yes. Kebbi was largely flooded. And if lake rice
some parts of Ondo too. The pastor story.
Okay, yes.
So a pastor of Global Influence Ministry in Edo State has been arraigned by the magistrate courts for abducting a church member who's actually a choir member, camping her in the house for a couple of months and having carnal knowledge of her. This is the same choir member that he wedded himself.
Okay, she's married.
So
she's
married. So he's aware. Yes, I'm sure he was looking.
Babe.
So the case is in court now. And
why is it in court?
Though he's pleaded not guilty, and so the case,
okay, what's the crime here? What's the crime?
Abducting
she
a married
abducted.
woman,
yes,
and having carnal knowledge.
How can you abduct a
It's very possible.
You can abduct an adult and just have...
Yes. Yes, okay, now I get it.
Okay, somebody can claim consensual. Moving on to The Nation, NLC dares governors over 30,000 minimum wage. Few political office holders are bent on enslaving Nigerian workers with peanuts labeled as salaries.
I agree.
How Bureau de Change assists politicians to loot by Magu. Oshomole Saraki clash over bribery allegation. INEC chair promises credible elections. Kwara elections, government attack APC candidates. And ports congestion, others cost Nigeria $19 billion yearly. Okay, NLC, which story?
So, NLC in reply to the governors yesterday saying that they had to downsize to be able to pay 30,000 said, try and sack any Nigerian worker in this circumstance and we'll sack all of you out of government in 2019. The truth is that the governors cannot at this point be talking like they are doing. Like I said yesterday, there was opportunity for negotiations. Good. They could have tabled the payments, like, you know, the example they made of Lagos State, 7 billion now, 13 billion if they have to pay this monthly. They should have tabled their issues to NLC so that NLC sees the picture. But now NLC is saying, this we are done negotiating. We've resolved at 30,000 and we've reported that resolution.
They said they did, that the tripartite committee did not take into consideration what they presented, which is the 22,500.
I'll tell you what was in the papers. I won't tell you what they said. I'll tell you what was in the papers. They walked out of the meeting after saying we can't pay this amount of money and refused to continue negotiations. They didn't exhaust all the possibilities.
Be probed. How did they spend the intervention fund that was given to them by the president.
Security
by the federal
votes.
government. Security votes, how is it spent? Can they reduce their own income and allowances also?
They should
so if they demonstrate that,
governance.
maybe NLC will say that, okay, you guys are serious about this thing, but
Yes.
when you're still taking all these
Keep telling us
allowances
tightening your belt.
and you're not being transparent,
come from a little unpopular
Because
point of view, which is
you were bailed
I-
out like 3 times.
Yeah. I see the civil service is quite bloated, and sometimes you go to all these different sectors and you never find them at work. They are at work late, and then so for me, if it's also a way to maybe take out those who do not need to be there and have quality
That's the
people,
painful part,
maybe
Miriam.
it will help. So
They- if
it's
they- if-
unpopular,
if
but
they-
it's
Okay, it's
a
not a hot
reality.
topic. Let's move on.
If they try to do that now, it's the innocent people who will suffer. That's the painful part of things. They won't do it according to, you know.
So somebody must pay for this
Yes,
decision. I mean, somebody's going to be hurt. Either the governors, the people.
All the governors, gubernatorial
somebody's
candidates
gonna-
should start telling us how they plan to generate funds.
Simple.
If you don't have that plan, don't even try and contest.
Let's move on now to Daily Sun, bribery allegation. But I'm happy that we're having this conversation. So Nigerians continue to know how you want to vote. You'll just go and press. Know who you are voting for.
Exactly.
Daily Sun, bribery allegation. Oshomole threatens Saraki with court action.
Again.
It's an empty boast, says Senate President. I know how Boko Haram started, says Atiku. Minimum wage, governors can't intimidate workers, says Labour. 4 family members die after Amala meal. Igbo can't achieve Biafra through war, says Nwodo. And El Zagzaki facing murder charges, says El Rufai. Should we take Oshomole somewhere
Let me
else?
take Al Zazaki.
Okay, go ahead.
Because it also deals with the 3.5 million feeding money. So the governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, is saying that El Zazaki is held on murder charges and is not bailable. So he's not held illegally.
Is it the AGF?
And he says he's detained by a competent court, so it's not like anybody just holding him down. But then he also mentioned the 3.5, that is not just for feeding, that he has security operatives around him 24/7, and those ones have to be paid for as well. But I'm saying this one person is costing us so much money. Let's deal with it quickly
I like
and
you
use
said
our money.
feeding, no. We heard feeding, no.
No, but somebody else is not giving you a broader perspective.
feeding
It's
of
a feeding
everybody.
plus
Oh, gotcha.
security
Right.
and
Okay,
everything
but I have
else
to.
with it.
Well, we'll take Oshomole because it's all over the papers.
Yeah.
I want to take this, the PDP presidential candidate was telling us,
Atiku.
because we don't know this information, that Boko Haram started by politicians
Political
who
thugs.
used these thugs. And after they got into to the office, they abandoned them. We know we don't have this information. And also that the only way to solve them is through negotiations and military. You know, Nigeria is not doing that. So he's giving us fresh information. Nigeria, please use your military. And
that's
use
how you're doing
negotiations.
very fresh.
No, it's very fresh information.
Okay,
Don't
fresh,
know.
okay, it's true.
It's clear new information. Moving on now to Vanguard.
Sarcasm.
Sack threat, invitation to anarchy, says Labour. Probe reps panel uncovers another hidden bags of rice in Lagos. Should we say you're looking for rice?
It's local rice I'm looking for. I don't eat foreign.
4 family members die. Others hospitalized after Amala meal in Lorraine. That was a sad story. There's still issues questioning Nigeria's unity, says Buhari. Bribery allegation, Ganduje slams 3 billion naira suit against online newspaper. Wow.
Ew.
Alleged inducement, Oshomole threatens to sue Saraki. Endorsement of Atiku Obi ticket, IPOB Ohaneze youth at APC disagree with Igbo leaders. An apprehension over the 6.1 trillion naira lost e-funds. Okay, so which one should we take?
Ganduje.
Let's take Oshomole, then we'll take Ganduje.
Okay, so he's threatening to sue Saraki if he does not present the people he claimed he collected bribes from for the elections.
I agree with him.
And Saraki, on the other hand, is saying that you're just making an empty boast. I'm waiting to see how the president will handle this issue since you have been accused of bribery allegations and the president is silent on it. So I'm waiting to see
I'd like
what's
to
gonna
see
happen.
he improve it. Because, you know, Saraki is someone that's one of the leaders of this country that has been most accused of a lot of things, from the IGI bank to a lot of other things, and he remains Senate president. So you should please wait. Let him just prove it, and let's see whether we
So
can.
for those who have
block
an idea what's
Oshomole.
going on, Oshomole is insisting that
The allegations that he collected
was
bribe
trying
during
to
the primaries.
strengthen. No, Oshomole was saying, according to him, he was trying to strengthen internal democracy by letting the people vote who they wanted for the
Yes.
primaries.
Yes.
So I keep saying no,
Which
brother.
didn't favor
You collected
collected
money.
in dollars. In it. So let's prove it. That's pretty much
Just
the
like
case.
Ganduje's story now. That even though we have video of him saying that video
That we
was
saw him
doctored.
pardon himself.
that the video was doctored, though.
Doctored,
So
though.
I would like
15
to
times.
see.
I thought it was 15 videos.
Yeah. They say that the guy says he has up to 15 videos. We've seen
Piled up.
4.
Yeah.
So I would like to see Ganduje go to court to prove how doctored
That's
these
fake.
videos are.
How much is the suit again?
30 billion. 3 billion.
3 billion.
So I'd like to see improve that, and I'd like to see
Jafar
Dafa establish one of the strongest defense in defamation, which is just justification and truth. Wow. So let's see it.
Okay, let's just rush through the Tribune very quickly. Consequences of SAC reviews for governors, says TUC and NLC. NDLA uncovers 340 million tramadol inside 12 containers.
Hey.
Sultan restates need for peaceful coexistence amongst Nigerians. And that story we've not taken. Oh, the Amala story. Who has that story of the family that died?
Tulu has that one. But these 12 containers of over 340-something million tramadol was uncovered by the customs in an NDLA tip-off they had since 2017. They are monitoring over 60-something containers, and out of the 30 that has been searched, 12 had tramadol being imported. Since this drug had been banned, it's become very
contraband.
exotic.
Do we have time?
All right, unfortunately, we have to rush off. Tribune is 69 today. I just saw it in the papers. Congratulations to the Tribune. That's a long time.
Yes.
All right, still on the minimum wage conversation and what's been going on, Nigerian Governors Forum stated that the only way they can afford the 30,000 naira minimum wage is to downsize the civil service. According to them, they cannot afford to pay that amount with their current revenue allocation. Now, we'd like to hear your own thoughts on this. Please call us on 070-806-68014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. Speaking for the governors, let us be somewhat considerate of their situation. Unfortunately, a few states like maybe Lagos, Rivers State, different places and those areas
Delta.
Those are areas that can generate revenue. There are lots of other states within the country that cannot actually, according to them, are having serious challenges generating revenue. So what do we know today? That only about 2 or 3 can actually afford 30,000. Many of them can't. That is there. Secondly, they receive over 170 billion naira from the federal government for salaries. Now, how do you expect governors who receive this money, how do you expect them to pay in addition to that? Is the federal government going to give them more money? Are they going to get more allocation? What exactly do you expect these governors to do? So, in fairness, you can see that there's really nowhere for them to get. Do you expect them to cut even if they cut their own salaries, would that even solve the problem? Because you cannot generate revenue overnight. So I'd like to hear your views on that, because before we open our phone lines, because Nigerians need to really express themselves on this matter, especially because NLC is insisting that if they don't do 30,000 naira, they would not, they'll go back to their strike.
In the short, I proposed the governor's side of things. I'd like to quote the chairperson Governors Forum, Malaje Abdulaziz Yari, saying that they have not been able to pay this money since before 2015. Wow. They had to get bailouts the last month of 2015 to settle backlogs of salaries.
18,000 naira.
Yes, that's when they were paying 18,000 naira. They've had to go back. So we are certain whatever allocation they get monthly is no longer enough.
Right.
So now a foresighted governor will be someone who sees this problem since 2015 and say, okay, I have to be an ambody. I have to start to look for, in fact, not an ambody, an Ashiwaju who at the time his own allocation was withheld by the government, and he had to find all sorts of ways to keep his civil service working. Yeah. So we have to have governors like that, or we don't have governor.
Thank you. Unfortunately, they haven't done that. Okay. It's 2018.
Yes.
Looking in hindsight, yes, they should have had a proper plan, at least use those allocations appropriately, but unfortunately it wasn't done. So today, we are still in that situation.
So what Mariah is asking is that what do we do in the short term?
Right.
So I think that they should go back to the negotiation table. NLC, you cannot say you are not negotiating again. Let's go back and let's draw up a plan. Okay. Okay, you cannot pay it. And you honestly can see that they cannot afford it. Their states do not generate any revenue just yet. Okay. So we're going to give you people a budget. You know how banks give their bankers like a target? Okay. We'll give you a target that every governor should be able to do based on the resources that they have. That's how I say those are the conversations that you should have. Okay. And then maybe give you like a 4-year or 5-year plan. And then this is what we're going to do from then on. Because to be honest, as we are right now, I don't see a Zamfara state being able to pay that sort of money.
The last time Mr. Liberos was here, he said that back in the days, for a true king, before a true king sleeps, the last man in his kingdom must have eaten. Now, these governors that are claiming they are not able to pay, did they owe themselves? They've paid themselves salaries. They paid their numerous aides. None of them came out to say they are owing us for a couple of months as the time went by. So my problem now is our governors, our leaders are not thinking.
Okay.
You are increasing, aside from the fact that we need an increment in the salaries, there's no increment in productivity. If you go to most of those government houses, you see that they are lazying around doing nothing. So we need to look into increments of productivity.
So are we saying that what we want to see our governors do, first of all, make some kind of sacrifice on your part? Let us see you forfeit your security vote. Now that money, so they'll say they are using it to pay police fees. You know, in Lagos, for example, we have LASMA and all that. They can say they're using those funds to pay all the supplementary security efforts within their states. Forfeit the allowances you get. Will that be enough? We keep saying forfeit allowance, forfeit allowance.
No,
and so that be enough to pay civil service salary.
Good. So I want to say those sacrifices that you're asking them to make, is it enough to cover those expenses?
It's not.
And then there are some states now we have to understand that the monies allocated towards security and protecting their states is important, especially those in the northeastern states. So those sort of states are struggling. Those are the sort of states I still need bailouts.
Miriam, but you hear... Let me take this off from Yakub. Yakub, thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, good morning to you all. Murayo.
Yes.
I believe the major problem we have in this country is oil. I used to ask some people question, what about if we don't have petroleum resources in this country? I mean oil. Because this governor, they always wait until month end. They will quickly rush to Abuja and get some allocation back to their state. The question now is this. Why is it that they cannot be able to generate revenue within the state? Lagos State is generating revenue, yes, because of the population, which is quite all right. But some of other states have their own resources in their brand there. They can be able to work on it, and then election is coming on. If you say you want to become a governor of a state, how do you go to, because Lima said it earlier, how do you go to generate resources in order for you to pay the salary?
Thank you very much, Jacob. But in fairness to the governor, every young person, for example, you live in Zamfara, you graduate and you're moving to Lagos. You're moving to River State.
Because there's nothing happening in their state.
How do you generate revenue when your workforce is constantly migrating from your state?
I'm quickly forgetting the things I want to see.
Right.
So let me quickly use this example that I just remembered. Okay. Kebbi State looked at the landmass they had. Right. Looked at the number of manpower labor they had and paired with Lagos. Yeah. And their rise empowered a lot of farmers in their state. To the extent some farmers became millionaires. I'd like to bring the statistics if it was available, but I don't have it here. Now, Zamfara, for instance, is a land that buries gold. Recently, just yesterday in the papers, we had 211 billion naira worth of gold being transacted. They were trying to smuggle it out of Lagos, out of the country, and they were caught at the airport. These are things that these governors should be on their case doing. The security excuse you gave for Zamfara particularly, there was a kidnap story yesterday of twins. They have security issues in the state, so they're not even dealing with security. When the security problems come, like Miriam said, in those states, you will hear the governor say, we are not the we can't take care of security, we are not the ones in charge. So we can't continue to allow these excuses whenever they need it. Right. We need people who are proactive and doing the job.
Exactly.
Okay, yes. I also wanted to bring our notice to misplaced priorities. I think government has that. In Plateau State, in Jos, there's this particular bridge people talk about. They just yab the governor. It's a pedestrian bridge over a road that maybe 5 cars or 10 cars pass per hour. Do you understand? The governors feel that they need to do this big elephant project so that when they leave, they can say, this is what I have done. Meanwhile, monies that can be used for other things like schools, like education, like health, even though it's not in a structural form, you know, it's a legacy for you in the future.
So I'm glad you are a veteran. You've been in the industry for over 20 years. And when I started out in acting, I met some old actors who said you must register with Actors Guild to be able to go further. Then I met some new actors who do not believe in anything like Actors Guilds. You're a bunch of old people who are claiming we don't like them. Yes. So how can the movie industry unite, like make that body stronger so that every new actor coming will have like a protection?
They will still need that body.
Exactly.
You need it. How inflation is it?
Well, I'm going to be very, very frank with this. All over the world, the entertainment business is highly deregulated. even in the United States. Deregulated in the sense that it's a free entry, free exit industry. You can come in when you want to come in, you can leave where you want to leave. You don't necessarily have to belong to an umbrella body for you to function there.
Okay.
But for the purposes of organization and synergy and like in Wari we say, na cooperation.
Make rice.
Na make banga soup escort starch inside belle.
I never even sit down.
Yeah. So
You're not a
there are times that you need that kind of synergy, team play with people. So that's why the importance of the guilds now become necessary. But the challenge that I have with the Nigerian guilds is that they've not been organized in such a way as to enable people have the motivation to join them. For example, I used to be a member of the
Guild.
Association of Movie Producers of Nigeria, AMP, and for some time now I've been a bit withdrawn because we now have two factions. Because they couldn't agree on leadership issues. AGN used to have that problem in Lagos. They've been able to resolve it after so many years. So what is the motivation for a new entrant into the industry? Which of the guilds are you going to join? Is it the one that says...
There's confusion.
You get the picture. So
go ahead,
we need to put our acts together first and foremost for people to join us.
Okay, so my question is, you're a comedian, you're well-spoken, because usually our Nigerian comedians are they're pidgin English-speaking comedians.
Okay.
And then I'm a dry person. The kind of humor I enjoy is like the dry, oyinbo, whatever, you know. But then there's this guy, Trevor Noah, I'm sure you know him.
Yeah,
and I just see you doing something like that.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking about real issues. Just behind, while we're on break, you know, we're talking about labor and all the things you've done in that capacity.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if you could do something like that with comedy, you know, trash issues that are relevant to Nigerians. Is this something you would like to do or you're thinking about?
That's actually what I do.
Okay.
That's what I do. But I'm not going to lie to you that in an environment like Nigeria, it's easy to break into the industry with that kind of attitude.
People want to laugh.
I'm telling you,
they want to think.
Life is hard here.
I'll tell you a practical example. I used to do comedy about 3 times a week somewhere on the island, and I took some time to study the audience there, and I discovered that despite the fact that they were upskilled people, educated people, they still loved the pidgin English thing.
Bang,
They're Nigerians now.
bang, bang.
Yeah. So I was doing my
I
was doing my thing in simple and correct English, and sometimes I just like, what is this thing? You know. And then somebody comes in and is doing his pidgin English, and they're like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm like, oh. So, and I said, okay, maybe what I need to do is, because I studied my audience and I tried to understand them. I saw that these guys were big boys who were
Even when you travel out of the country, same thing. Everybody is, you and you is, I was going to say, the you and you is you and you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
and
I told myself that the way to break into this audience is to stop telling jokes, stop analyzing things. Let me talk about them.
Yeah.
So I'll come in and I will just pick up one person in one table and just start on him.
So you're saying Nigerians don't appreciate that
So
kind of humor?
that's the Yabis type of comedy.
Yeah, that's how I got them.
Sister, you're a minority.
Yes.
That is how I got them. I will look for a guy who has a big tummy and I will start with his tummy.
No, can you
And by
imagine?
the time I'm done with him,
comedy.
they all laughing. Now, they
Messing
could not help but give me attention now. So when I broke them through that way, I reverted back to my old style and they couldn't help but.
Okay.
So,
but
let me just quickly round it up. So you are very multi-talented. You do acting, you do production. Now, recently, commercials. So you're voicing and all that. How is it inborn? Because Isoko people, they have this thing. And
not just
you know,
Isoko.
what is your
Ben
advice
Dale.
to those who just think, because I'm from a particular region, I can be funny?
Worry.
How?
I think it's, see, these things sometimes we grew up with them. I think like I tell people, it might sound cliche, but I think entertainment chose me. I didn't choose entertainment. Because right from when I was young, even older people started seeing that in me. And I used to hear people say, this boy is supposed to go work for NTA. Because NTA was like the beacon of entertainment then. So when I heard other people say that, it told me that there was something in me that they were seeing. And I'm this kind of guy that will be in the class and I'm taunting everybody,
So
I'm
you're the
teasing
class
everybody.
clown.
Yeah, everybody was
Do you
laughing.
drink sapele water?
Is it the water?
Sapele
The
water.
truth of the matter is, I would have loved to drink it, but I'm from a family where things like that don't really.
Disciplinarian
So
parents.
if I wanted to do it, I had to do it and be
So
hiding.
for those who have no idea what you're talking about, what's sapele water?
Don't worry. Nigerians know. Don't promote
Ethanol.
it.
Okay, I shouldn't. Yeah.
Oh, I shouldn't.
Well, go and
Yeah.
Google it.
Okay, anyways, we have to round up. But so, is there any woman in your life?
I don't talk about my personal life on
That's
air.
my
They just
personal life.
denied you on national TV, madam.
Exactly.
Just,
that you
is there one available? Because you are obviously an overgrown
They
man.
just denied madam.
You passed the marriage age, and we
Chineke.
should.
I mean, we ask all
How
like
do you determine marriage age?
Well, in the African setting, once
facial
you are
hair.
a man by 40 years old, we should at least know that you
38
don't.
to 40.
Apostle Paul never married.
Yeah, an apostle.
That's-
So you don't get woman.
We are done.
Any plans in the future? What are we looking out for?
Okay, I'm thinking of putting up a sitcom
Okay,
early
sitcom.
next year. I would have done it by now, but I was in battleground for like 4 months and I didn't have.
Everybody has played in this battleground, though. If supposed to go play for us, yeah, go ahead. Just hurry up.
We just wrapped up
Oh.
like yesterday. Yeah. So
Wow.
now I'm trying to do a
Yeah.
sitcom in the mode of Squatters, one location
Yeah.
but different
You have to
concept.
run.
Crazy.
All right, no problem.
Yeah,
We have to
crazy,
go.
crazy.
Thank you so much. That's all we can take on the show today.
you for having me.
Have a fabulous weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.